But when you go all in on something, I would say that does take conviction. Now, your conviction might be.
How many chairs are you sitting on right now?
One.
Are you all in on the chair? The point really is you put on one pair of glasses. You've got one pair of AirPods right now. You're looking at me through one screen. You're using one microphone. That's a one microphone. Like, you trust it? Is that conviction? Seems kind of scary. Why don't you diversify? Why don't you use 10 microphones? The point really is things in your life. Do you drive in 10 cars at the same time or one car at one time? Do you drive down one street? Aren't you afraid that you're driving down one street? Do you take a different way? You know? So my point really is, if you're you get on one airplane, are you convicted? You put your entire family on the one airplane, aren't you afraid? There is no asset. Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best, okay? But take all your money, buy Bitcoin. Then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business that's in your family for 37 years and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
Hey boss, good morning. Good, how you doing? Listen man, I'm not going to be able to make it in today. No, I'm not calling in sick. I'm calling in rich. Yeah, you remember those Shiba Inu coins that you laughed at me for buying? Well, I bought 100 million of them. And wouldn't you know that damn thing hit a penny? And now it's worth $1 million. So yeah, I'm calling in rich. No, I'm serious. So I won't be in ever again. Hello? Hello? Motherfucker just hung up on me. Fucking hater.
Broski, the market is so red, I thought my MacBook was bleeding.
This is the end, cuz. Yesterday I was a millionaire, today I'm a slumdog. This is not a dip, this is a black hole.
Imbeciles, they have no idea. This is not a black hole, this is the beginning of a big bang.
Why is Broski not panicking with us?
Yeah, why is he so unfazed? Check your wallet, cuz.
The crypto is down 85%.
Allow him, Broski, he's still in denial.
Is it down by 85%?
Or is it 85% off?
Oh shit. No, gang, not the hustler mindset.
Not the hustler mindset.
Bro said it's not a crash, it's a discount. Circumstances, but you can change your mentality.
Remember, brothers, the market sends his toughest battles to his most financially literate soldiers. When the Nasdaq falls, will you give up? Or remember that no amount of setbacks defeat a qualified mind? You see a dip and start to sell, but I remember that sudden emotions lack logic. Down isn't permanent. So I invest more into the S&P because I was born to struggle and persist.
Nah, man, how does he do
this
it?
guy knows something. Broski, was you in the board meeting with Donald Trump?
So tell me, brothers, when the crops go dry, will you sell your land or sow more seeds, knowing that the harvest will always return?
He's really got that hustler mindset. Bro's got that JP Morgan mentality. That's that quarter zip discipline, cuz. Yeah, gang. Yeah, a few individuals that make it out, cuz. This guy's one of them.
You may have noticed that crypto's crashing again, like it did in 2022 and 2018 and 2013. You get the picture. But there's something different about this crash that you need to know about. Crypto has always gone through boom-bust cycles, but now, thanks to loosening regulations, people can buy financial products that give them exposure to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies through the regulated stock markets. They're called ETFs, and over $100 billion worth of crypto was bought by ETFs in the past 2 years, as the size of the market seemed to only go up. But in October of last year, after Bitcoin briefly reached an all-time high price of $125,000, investors began to take some risk off the table and sell their shares of these ETFs. The result? The price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies has nosedived. As of the time of recording this video, Bitcoin is down nearly 50% in just 4 months. So what happens now? Well, we'll see how much actual money is backing these cryptocurrencies. When people sell their shares of the crypto ETFs, the Wall Street firms that issue them, like BlackRock, turn to the crypto exchanges like Coinbase to actually sell the Bitcoin. But if there aren't enough buyers, then the price starts plunging. What's the floor? Well, zero.
The only thing that I've seen from you that has not, really panned out is the old Bitcoin statement.
I still don't believe in Bitcoin, but as Jamie Dimon said a couple years, not just to me, to the shareholders, if my customers want me to make a market in I'll make a market in If you think it's going to replace the dollar as the main currency, if you think it's going to be like the national bank, that's just not going to happen.
But it's happening.
No, well, no, it's not. So it has $2 trillion in value, whatever the value is. But if you think that the Ford Foundation, the Rocket Foundation, the Federal Bank Reserve,
they're all buying it.
They're 1%.
Well, why would they want any if it's going to be valueless?
Because it's an embarrassment clause. Just in case it goes to $1 trillion, they participated. It's just so they're not totally embarrassed.
Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1.3 trillion market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Funky, monkey, punky, pump it, price, jump it, hop in a new whip, paid for by punky, I'm just too lit, somebody say something. A monkey that look like a frog, price look just like a dog's, full of some chads and gods, fudders is mad I bought, word to your mothers, this monkey is doing a lot, take out a hammer, I'm whacking a fudder, just cleaning the face, jumping on Twitter, take over the space, punky is pumping, increasing the pace, a monkey that look like a frog, paid for my flight to Prague, touchdown, punky Lamborghini, rental in the garage, she's at my punky, we had a menage, no she not Nikki, cause I'm too picky, that's why my portfolio is long as a blog, all about punky and why that shit rocks, punky take over the block, watch, punky, on me, funky, monkey, punky, pump it, price, jump it, hop in a new whip, paid for by punky, I'm just too lit, somebody say something, punky, on me, funky, monkey, punky.
Damn, man, come on! What's the matter with you? There is no tomorrow! There is no tomorrow! There is no tomorrow!
Just shut up and let me enjoy this pain.
Welcome to the pain zone. It's where we live.
When I'm hurt, I love it. I love that feeling because it's real.
You need to love pain.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid to sacrifice some blood.
Everything else, happiness could be fake, crying could be fake, but pain? Shit. That's real.
However, mentally, physically, love it. You need to love it. If not, stay where you are.
売れ。下げろ下げろ下げろ誰ビリがねえぞビリ資金はさあ情は増えている秩序はもうもろだだが生産はないそこは撃った何？ノーノーノー！アボワケー！何を見ている？そこだ。
You're down 95%. Have you ever considered selling?
No, I can't. That's no.
You want to know what I found out the other day?
What did you find out the other day?
Did you know the entire Earth is $315 trillion in debt?
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Who do they owe money to?
Bro, who are they getting money from?
It blows my mind that first off, you have everything on the planet here to live for free.
You literally have everything you need.
And then you invent a system that creates a deterioration of your own resources.
You created a store of value that's literally storing less and less value every day. Every day.
And you're increasing your technology, and yet somehow you still owe money to someone, and it's $315 trillion. There's not enough paper to print that much cash. What are they doing?
Dude, Earth is like the worst meme coin. It's the worst.
It got rugged.
Earth got rugged.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor. Okay?
Genuine question. Butt or boobs?
Bitcoin! By the science guy. Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill. By the science guy. Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill.
Do I have your attention now? Do I have it?
Good. I thought so.
You buy this for $39.99, guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby, you're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99, that's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move, I act quick, I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com, boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby. Because you bought it for $39.99.
All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night here from Las Vegas, Nevada. Hope you all are doing well and having a good day without a hangover, wherever you may be. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, sorry, I'm in my home set. It always double mutes over here. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's kind of it was a crazy night, man. I don't remember much of it anymore. I found a bunch of poker chips in my pocket, and we lost Kyle. We don't know where he is right now. It's a crazy night. I mean, once the Tiger came, I remember the Tiger like specifically in the night, but I'm kind of going in and out of my memories and stuff. But I did double check to make sure I didn't get married. So that was just sad.
I mean, I do remember the Elvis Chapel too, but you know, I did think it was Tony the Tiger instead of an actual tiger. So
right.
Probably should have been a little bit more cautious. But you know, the shrooms.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Me and Miguel, what do you call it? We're ad-libbing some fabricated stories, but no, I mean the long and short of it was somewhere amongst the end of the last 2 hours of that stream are remnants of memories recorded on YouTube forever. But but what do you call it? We did go to the Aria with Kyle afterwards, and I don't know, we got a pretty good run. Like I can't remember when we got there. There were like one or two rollers before us, right?
Yeah, there was like I still remember that part. Like we got there, the guy at the end there, I guess the guy that was betting the most amount of chips and stuff was rolling. He kind of crapped out really early. Like he got 3 rolls into his roll, and then basically he was out. So we cashed in, and then it went straight to me for the first roll.
Yeah, and then both of us rolled pretty good. How close were you to the bonus?
Oh my god, we almost hit the bonus 3 times because it kept resetting. So I hit 7 3 times. All at the beginning of the roll. I mean, once I hit the point, and it's like the beginning of the game again to establish the point. I kept hitting 7, so it kept restarting the bonus. But it was so close. I was always missing 10 or 10 and 2, or like 5 and 11 or something like that. Like I was always missing those 2. But it was a good roll. I mean, I rolled for a long time. I hit a ton of points. So like that was super fucking gangster roll. And this is what pisses me off. I'm really good. Like I don't even joke around when I say this. When I'm drunk, I am such a fucking good dice roller. It's not even.
Oh yeah, it makes rolling so much easier, man. Like you got like that more fluid wrist motion, right? Where like yeah.
I was so drunk that I was like singing you da 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 because you deserve it, because you just, that's all that was stuck in my head. I kept singing that,
singing memes.
Singing memes. But dude, I think that would have been one of the top rolls I've done in terms of hitting points. I've hit better rolls where I've hit more I'm just hitting numbers.
And you got more bonuses.
But I just got so many it
was just consistent.
Yeah, it was like I would hit I would hit like a 6 or a 5 or a 9 a lot. And I know that whale that was playing at the end of the table was so goddamn happy. I fucking saved his fucking candy ass, bro, because he bet up his 6 heavy, and he was max betting the odds as well.
Oh, wow.
And like, bro, I saw it. He only had like $5,000 left. He had like a $5,000 chip and like two yellows, so he had $7,000. And by the end of it, like he was like this. Like,
yeah, what do you think? He was at like 20, back up to 20 or something?
Yeah, 20, I don't think he had 30, but he was in the 20s for sure.
Okay,
for sure, yeah. Because at the end of it, he had a ton of black. He had like this many in black chips.
Was it like a whole one of the wooden rows?
Yeah, well, almost. It was
half.
That much left.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so he had like that much yellows. He had another 5,000 chip, and then like a stack like that of blacks and stuff like that. You know, like
literally the only thing I was paying attention to was just like our end of the table rolling or whatever, because we were just chilling, talking, and like it was like I would say probably our quickest hit and run.
Yeah,
at a casino in quite a while.
We were pretty sauced up, bro. The lady who brought me, I said, like, Charlie like ordered a drink, right? So I was like, okay, I'll get a drink. So I got a drink. That shit was just nothing. Like I was drunk, and I tasted it. Like I was like, I took 2 sips of that shit. I was like, what in the fuck? I told Charlie, like, dude, this is just fucking alcohol. There's not even any fucking anything here. I was like, what the fuck is this, bro? I took like 2 sips. I was like, whoa. And that, mind you, I was already pretty like pissy drunk already. So I was like, God damn.
I think YouTube can verify that as well.
Oh, yeah, YouTube can verify. It's on chain.
Yeah, we got a lot of this too. That's right.
Nina from Nina from Pasadena. I fucked her once and I haven't seen her. Nina, baby, let's go. Woo. Or like when I hit the 5s, I'm like 5, 5, 5, cuatro, cinco. I always say that shit because like either I'm trying to get a 5 or a 9, basically, because cuatro, like 4, 9 is 9, basically. So it's my favorites. Yeah.
I was trying to get Kyle to put down money.
I know he fucking fumbled.
I was like, Kyle, come on. It's starting to go good. Like, God, come on, put some down.
I was gonna give him like $500, but he's like, I don't want to play. He's like, dude, are you sure? Missed the roll. Missed the God roll, bro.
Yeah. I mean, smart move overall. I agree.
Overall, yeah.
Overall, generally it's a good move, but we just got the right groove there. So like then after you rolled, it was like you said, you hit a lot of points, hit a lot of the numbers. We just kept getting paid on the back end money. Yeah. And then hit a few numbers on the board and everything like that, of course. And then my roll came around. I would say it was like a normal roll, right? Like it wasn't
but it was good. But it was good.
It was good. It was solid. We made money on it for sure.
Yeah.
But then like the guy next to us rolled, and then like as soon as he finished, you were just like, I just remember the chips just keep growing, and I'm like, nice, very, very nice. And like sometimes, like especially when we first got to Vegas, like we just wanted to play and have fun. So sometimes you just keep going just because
just
you're enjoying it. But like, which is always a mistake when it comes to the craps portfolio of chips. But you were like, yeah, I think we should go. And I'm like, yeah, I think you're right. And then we like literally just grabbed our chips and dipped. And I was like, damn, that was like, because like I haven't even counted the cash yet, to be honest. But I think we doubled it or something like that. Or almost like 2.5x.
2.5x, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not bad and stuff. And we because it was already really late already too and stuff like that. And now we had to like find Kyle.
It was super late, and we wanted to kind of get home and get some actual decent sleep.
Yeah. And we had to like in the morning. I had to wake up and stuff. We had to go to Caesar's Palace, and then I was like, Kyle's on the fucking roof, and then like we. Had
I mean, yeah, he was getting sunburned. Good thing he's not on camera.
Chepe is like when you win the casinos, you pay taxes on that. Up to a certain point, like if they ask you for a, they call it a WBT. No, what is it called? W2. I think it's a W2 or a W2B. Basically, on a slot machine in Vegas, if you hit over $2,000, you will pay taxes. The machine will go brrr, jackpot, and then it's like it plays music, dun 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 dun, and then the attendant gets here. He's like, "Do you want to pay the taxes on it, or you want to take it all?" And I go, "I want to take it all." No. If they, I mean, they literally can do like, "Hey, I'll pay the taxes on it," so they'll just give you the amount back, whatever it is. Usually, it'll be like 35% probably on that, maybe 40 if it's a fucking big ass amount you win. And then you keep the rest of the money and stuff. But normally, most gamblers, if you're gambling a lot, you would just take the money, because what ends up happening is you'll end up losing in the year. If you're gambling a lot, you'll end up slightly in a loss, so you'll be able to like offset it, and you won't pay any taxes because you net loss for the year. And this is why people use their cards. But the reason this is actually one reason I stopped playing as much this year is because they passed a new tax law, and where now it's $2,000 before that. So you can play slot machines and win $1,100, no tax. You literally can play and win like $800, $500, and like no problem. Same thing on the craps table as well. But like you start hitting over $2,000-$3,000, especially on a slot machine. They have a new law where no matter how, like you can only deduct 90% of the losses. Right? Where normally you could write off gambling. So gambling can be a write-off. Yeah, if you lose. You can write off your losses, absolutely, like 100% you can, as a normal person. But here's the problem: is that this new law, which is just so fucking evil, is that let's just say you gambled a grand total of $300,000-$400,000, like, or let's just say you gambled like in a year because you visited Vegas a couple times. You may have gambled $25,000 on 4 trips total combined, and you lost. You can only deduct 90% of that. So that means that you owe $2,500 in taxes at the end of the year.
So the IRS is like, you lost, fuck you, lose even more.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah. This is why I mean, like, no, because if you play, like, because I used to play a lot of volume and stuff. So like for me, like that would be like $400,000-$500,000, maybe like $700,000 in a year. And that means I'd owe the fucking IRS $70,000 goddamn dollars. What the fuck? Like that's a Bitcoin? Like a Bitcoin? Yeah, no, hell no. So I did the math real quick in January. I was like, no, hey, I fucking destroyed. So like, just like them, I decreased my play by 90%. Like, so I'm serious, no, because like you could play, like it counts off of wins, right? So you're tracking everything in cards and stuff. So you could win $2,000, $25, but you're playing a lot, right? Like if you're playing a lot, like if you bring $2,000-$3,000 to the casino, you're gonna hit a little jackpot here and there. So worst case, you kind of win half your money back. You're playing more. You win. Oh crap, I'm back. What happens? You end up having either it's fucking horrible and you just lose right away, or you have a really long session and you're playing a lot. Then that means your total winnage is being tracked. You actually you win a lot. That means but like normally it's still lost, right? But now with this 10%, with this 90% reduction rule, that means the total it's like the amount of trades I do in a year, back and forth. I bought some Bitcoin, then I sold it, then I bought it again, then I sold it, right. And then they'll like, no, we actually charge taxes based off of volume. You can reduce 90% of your volume, but we tax you 10% of your total volume. You're like, dude, I did $3 million of volume. Well, you owe us $300,000 in taxes. What? Bro, I fucking lost $30,000 in the year. Like I didn't really make money. Yeah, well, you made even less now. Like that's why gamblers are playing all these weird, like they're playing with no players cards. They're playing a little bit lower odds, like so they could hit some bonuses. Like they're trying to win like $1,000 a bonus and just pocket that, and like they're playing card game. They're everyone in Vegas is playing funny money to make sure they don't hit that tax level. So they're like trying to win like $500 here on this table, move to somewhere else, win 1,000 here, move. So that's what a lot of Vegas locals are doing, not the people traveling here getting drunk and shit and gambling all their money in one place and stuff. That's just the tourists and stuff, right? But like Vegas locals are like shifting and moving and making sure they don't like hit the. But if you hit it, you hit it, right? I mean, there's kind of nothing you can do about it. But like, they're openly fighting that law right now. They're trying to get it removed right now because it's actually kind of hurting Vegas a little bit, because especially on the local side. So
this year is the first year that it's fully implemented, right?
Yeah, fully implemented this year. Yeah, and honestly, here's the bullshit: is that like that law was so the original amount was $1,200. It was made in 1970 or 1974. If that increased like with inflation, after all, like you have to understand, That law was passed 56 years ago. 56 years ago. It had not increased from $1,200 56 years ago was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Was a lot more money. That is equivalent to $7,100 today. I think that's a little off. I think it's higher.
I would say at least, that's about right.
Roughly, right? So that means at $7,100, if there's no tax thing, then that 90% for most people, you're not really gonna be paid taxes, which is what you're supposed to. You're risky money you already pay taxes on already. So like, what the hell are you paying more tax unless you like? I understand if you hit like a stupid amount, all right, all right, fine, but like. That's the problem, and like they only increased it to $2,000 because they've gotten addicted to the fucking the revenue from it. And like, but it should bullshit. It should be way higher. It needs to be $7,000 right now, or at least $5,000. And like it's kind of hilarious. Like a lot of slot machines, they still haven't upgraded them. So I hit bonuses when I did gamble earlier in the year. I would hit a bonus and it would hit $1,200 because I used to be the zone where you'd hit. So they set the machines up back in the day to hit you. Oh no, you won $1,200 exactly. You owe taxes, but now the machines are hitting $1,200, but haha, no taxes. It's funny. But
I mean, I am Rubber Toe says people had revolutions for taxes way lower than what we pay today. I know. I don't even remember. I'd have to look up what the Boston Tea Party was for taxes, but it was like a 5% increase on taxes or something like that, right? And like people were like losing their absolute fucking shit. And nowadays people just take it right in the butt.
There's not a conspiracy, but there's a whole story to that people don't know about, that it may have something to do either with the Rothschild family that may have set that off, because like they essentially this is a conspiracy in a way, but it makes sense, where basically they had bought a ton of tea. And they essentially, something happened where like they had too much tea. So one country ended up creating so much tea that was crashing the prices everywhere. And the Rothschilds were going to lose they were going to lose their ass. So there's a lot of like evidence that possibly that what they did is they caused and paid people to cause that to happen. So that supply couldn't be sold anywhere. So the prices would spike up so they could dump their tea.
Hey, I mean, if they get to have their way, plus we don't get to have as much taxes, I'm for it.
Yeah, so it was cool, but I mean, that makes a lot of fucking sense to me. And then it just cost like, oh no, like the Rothschilds are like the boys causing some problem and causing unforeseen circumstances. Who would have thought? But then it did create something good. So it's cool, but like, these fuckers were doing market manipulation all over the world, of course. Like definitely there's entire things where like they made a fortune off of like being able to know that like Napoleon lost at Waterloo, and then they were like able to get information like one day faster spread. They basically said, holy shit, Napoleon won. He won at Waterloo. And then they crashed bonds, and they were able to buy all these bonds cheap. And then the actual news came in that he lost. The bonds got repriced back up to normal, and they fucking made a fortune. like I'm telling you, cunts, bro, through and through. Like, crazy.
Hey, I mean, business is business. So it is what it is. But what do you call it? I remember Tyler says, "Do y'all have a tax avoidance webinar this CMC?" No, but some advice here from Peter says, "Kiss the wall to avoid taxes." And then Space Bank says it's called the Boating Accident webinar now. But let's see here. Yeah, I mean, we do like gambling is fun to some extent, right? Like for me, I'll go in with whatever I'm willing to lose that day, whether it's 500, 1,000, 1,500, something like that, and then, once I lose it, done. If I make money on it, cool, keep playing until, you want to or whatever. But Chris Cross says, I'd rather buy PDI if the IRS is going to screw me like that. Yeah, for sure. And then, Peter says, just buy Bitcoin instead of gambling. I would agree. But
absolutely. That is absolutely true. Always like whatever you gamble, put that amount back into crypto or double it. Like seriously, like We gamble a little bit more just because we live in this town where it's down the street. We can just go. It's like there's a bar next door, right? But like you have to have some self-control, and honestly, like it's fun, but there's so much more shit to do here in Vegas and stuff. But it's just but it's fun. Like I'm proud. You're right. If I lived in California versus like Las Vegas, I'm probably gambling twice as much as I used to gamble, probably. But like once you've been here a while, it starts going down because you're used to it already. You're like, whatever. It just becomes whatever. You're like, because it's like you're dying of thirst in California and you're drowning over here. You know what I'm saying? Like eventually you're like, I'm not thirsty right now. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys are so thirsty.
We have actually Wicked says, still haven't finished the mega stream. Gonna replay this, then watch the rest later. Still got 3 hours left. Appreciate you, man.
Those are the spicy 3 hours.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get the grand finale. Oh man,
Check the potential that 2K arrows lingering in my brain.
This one, the potential of 2K. Nice.
Absolutely.
So
money can become, and coins can become a lot of money later on. So if you pick right, and it does what we think. But like, Arrow does to me remind me a lot of like the supply side to where it can go, the potential, good business, as well as like it's linked up to a place where like I can get a lot of volume, and it's competitive on multiple chains. Eventually, right in September, we're going to get the launch of it on Ethereum, and then that'll kind of tell us like what it can do on other chains once it really gets going. You can basically like. It could go to $8, like something close to a Celsius. But the interesting thing is that what makes up for like this, like I wish the coin was at like 9 cents, right, or like 10-15 cents. But it's even the lowest we ever talked about it here was 30 cents, right? But there's ways to yield on it that kind of make up for like that over the time, because like if that $8 price does hit, it very likely won't hit until 28 or 29, depending on how the cycle rolls out and stuff. You can get a very good price in 27. You can get a very good price in 27, and that would be like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Put chips in thy pocket, and that's where you can exacerbate those returns. Like really, because like if I got a whole stack of chips right here, right? If you're able to just take these off the top, you know what? It's really high right now. I think you can go higher, but let me put this, and now, oh shit, I was wrong. Oh crap! And then you sell more, and then it crashes down. You can turn if you buy the low again. You buy like the new low after it kind of like rock bottoms out. You have this much more chips now. You literally added this much more to your original stack, and when that coin does go to $5, $4, $8. You kind of hit a really big, interesting number more. Like that 2,000 number is sort of like you buy here and it goes to $8. But if you're able to take some profits in 27, rebuy back low, sell a little bit less percentage wise, because like you're given less of that crazy run up, because like that 27 run is probably going to be like I don't want to say like a wave 3 or something, like it's going to be the really exponential one. And then the ones in 28 and 29 are going to be good, but like they're not going to be like as percentage wise as insane, right? Because like in 27, if like base token launches and the Ethereum side the volume just explodes, people will discover like, oh shit, this is Aerodrome. I've just discovered it. I only knew of Uniswap. Holy crap. And that's where it gets repriced from being like some like kind of like unknown token, unless you're really like a DeFi dork, to like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, oh, it's Aerodrome and Uniswap. Yeah, I know those two. I know those two now. And that repricing gets you a shit ton of returns. And when the dip happens on that, you'll buy, it'll be cheap. You'll be able to add probably 50% to your position from that dip. And then later on, as it recovers back that local all-time high, whether it's $1.70, $2, it going from $2 to $5 is incredible, but it's nothing close to like you bought it at 40 cents and it went to fucking $2. You know what I'm saying? Like the X, it's just not the same amount of X's. It's incredible X's, but you can hit, but like if you were able to do 2 good successful trades, one in 27, one in 28, and then you take profits, and let's just say it does hit $8. It does hit $8 in 2029. That $2,000 could be closer to $6,000.
Oh, yeah.
Or $5,000 because you did the appropriate trades and you managed to cultivate more coins.
Yep.
It's substantial.
Yeah, this is what we're going to be talking about in the best swing trades for Q3 webinar, plus the swing trade technical analysis webinar. Ethereum's a really good example of that last cycle. Maybe a little bit later when we look at the Ethereum chart, I could pull up the weekly buy-sell signals on Ethereum. We probably had 3 or 4 really good, buy and sell opportunities on Ethereum in the last cycle. And yeah, we can actually run the math on like how much more you would have made if you had done those instead of just buying and holding. So yeah, there's some benefits to trading, just doing it somewhat less frequently, which is why we do swings instead of day trading or any of that type of stuff. But Spliffy says, how y'all boys doing? No hangover from yesterday? Oh no, we had a hangover. Feel pretty decent now. It's just tired from 3 weeks straight of streaming with I think only 2 days off where we didn't stream that whole 3 weeks. So because we've been streaming since the 10th of July. So even just from that, I'm just like, what do you call it? Getting close to E. So tomorrow will be our final stream. We're gonna have
Charlie. No.
We have a bit of a longer moon gang for you guys set up. We might start a little earlier than the usual 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and yeah, we're giving you guys what do you call it? All we got for the streaming, and so we're gonna take a couple days to rest up, and then we'll be right in the webinars from Wednesday the 5th. So very, very nice.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if I could have drank more, if the drinks were more spread out, if we're just drinking.
Yeah, we did concentrate them pretty good. Like,
yeah, like we did.
I was holding up pretty good for a while, and then, and then I was just like, yeah, we probably need to wrap this up.
Definitely. I mean, it was a lot, but man, I missed the tequila. I wish we had more tequila. I really liked the tequila. It was good. And then once we switched to vodka, that's what nuked me, bro. That's what nuked me, man. Shit.
Yeah, and then Kyle was having fun. He was just like, oh, well, maybe we give you guys a little rum, then we give you a little tequila, then we give you a little vodka. We're like, God damn it, Kyle. The benefits of not having to be on stream, right? But Afterwork Gaming says, how much for hair of the dog shots? That's up to Miguel.
I have no idea. What is hair of the dog again? I completely forgot.
So we're on the hangover, the crypto hangover now, essentially. And hair of the dog is just to get you back to normal. So like, how like you're where you kind of have like a little bit of that downness. It brings you back up to basically break even. But the problem with hair of the dog is if you then start going beyond just the 1 or 2 or 3 drinks of the hair of the dog, then you fuck yourself for the next day. Yeah. Right. And so it's like, you can see how that devolves pretty fucking quickly.
Perpetual intoxication. Basically.
It's like perpetual hangover. Yeah, that sounds great. Not. I am Rubber Toes says with 199. When haircut Charlie?
Is Charlie on the screen?
Huh?
Charlie's.
Yeah. Yes, I am. He's got like the little Toby frog, and then he's like got me on his computer and shit. I think I was like, oh, I thought there might be the Dollar Cost Crypto logo somewhere, but yeah, he's had that one for a while. But no, I was thinking about this myself. I was like, I need a haircut. It's one of those ones where I got it prior to the run for the Crypto Mindset course streams that we've done over this month. Now I'm like, it's about that time, but then I'm like, Monday, sleep day. So Tuesday, on the other hand, Wednesday is webinars. So Tuesday could be possible, but we shall see.
Yeah, the market's kind of hilarious right now. Like, I mean, they are so like, oh my God, Saylor said he's committed to selling $5 billion of Bitcoin, which he's not really going to. He already raised a bunch of money already. He has the money to pay the dividend. Why would he sell Bitcoin? This is they're trying to flood this. You see, and BlackRock. I mean, this is one of the few times I've ever kind of like Like I really almost always agree with like GG all the time, but like I think he retweeted something where like BlackRock sells like $100 million of BTC or something like that, and I was like that's kind of like a drop in the bucket. That's not really that much.
Yeah, 100 million is like whatever.
It's not that much and stuff. And also, it isn't like BlackRock themselves as a company is selling like their personal BTC. It's like they have to sell or buy depending on what their customers are doing. So retail within BlackRock's like, I need some cash right now. And the reason that they sold Bitcoin off is because there's people who lost a lot of money in the chip makers, just like Leopold, who need to drum up capital. So they're selling Bitcoin off to pay for their fucking gambling on the AI coins. Or AI coins. Well, eventually, right? But the AI stocks. But that's exactly what happened. Like that's what's happened. So it's like, oh fuck. Like what's going on? We should have gone up. Why is that market crashed and we went down with it? Because they sold you to pay for that. That's what happened. And and it's like now it is scary. There is the one thing I will say that is scary that like, and I do agree with GG on this. He also tweeted this out. It was something I don't talk about anyway. I talked about it yesterday on the show when I was more coherent. I did all the important kind of crypto and kind of news stuff in the first 5 hours of the show, but like where I think that during the beginning of the stream, I talked about maybe like an hour in, I talked about the situation that was going on with, you've got Japan, you've got China, you've got South Korea, that they're essentially dumping dollars right now because their currencies, so people think the United States is the only one that printed money. All these countries have been printing money like fucking crazy because all these trade wars are happening. They're getting scared. They had to fight tooth and nail to have some kind of trade deal with the United States. So they're like, oh shit. What do I do? Fuck it. Let's weaken our currency. So they weakened their currencies a lot. And then eventually they printed so much that they're like, oh crap, we over weakened our currency. And now they're spending money to stop it from collapsing. And then here's the problem is that Japan tried to do this before where like they printed a bunch of money and the yen versus the dollar started going down, and then it went down too much, down where they wanted it. They're like, they want it to be like almost like 20-30% weaker than the dollar to historical levels. So it's like very, very sexually attractive for tourism and exports, right? And what happened is it started going even more than that. So then they spent $50 billion trying to restabilize it. It stabilized it for about a day or two, and then it started crashing more. And then they tried again. They're like, oh, it's not stabilizing. Then they went to the United States. Okay, we're going to help you. And then now the United States is helping South Korea and helping Japan right now stabilizing their currencies. I mean, and South Korea has been selling. That's one of the reasons why, like, I think you can blame it because obviously they don't like here in the States, we want to lower rates. The reason we didn't increase rates is because what's happening right now is not completely a United States problem. It's kind of a world economy. Some of our biggest trading partners' problems is that they played this fucking game to try to like overly weaken their currency, and they're like, oh crap, I think we overdid it. And the United States is like, all right, I will backstop this because you're trading partners, but you kind of did this to your fucking selves, right? You're gonna pay for it too. So like they started selling a lot of 30-year treasuries, 10-year treasuries, 2-year treasuries, and this caused them to spike up basically because if no one wants to buy them, the yield goes up until someone does. So that's kind of like how it works, right? So the yields went up to like exactly 2008 on the 30-year treasuries and stuff. So so the United States is definitely helping that because it's like, yeah, this is getting ridiculous now too, because this is putting, like, if they keep fucking it up, the yield will keep going higher, and then we will have to raise rates, and then that'll fuck up everything for everybody. Because as soon as we raise rates, it's even worse. This is why even what Citadel did with Leopold, they went after him a little bit, but Citadel could have totally just they could have done this. I think they really were targeting Leopold, but they could have Leopold didn't go down, but this other fund went down. Let's just jack his shit right now too, because none of the banks wanted to lend money to them basically. So he kind of got his shit pushed in and shit, and they took his stocks, but that's kind of what Citadel is doing. So when Citadel doesn't do that, they usually are buying any of these little hedge funds out because they don't want contagion. They're like, we're making a ton of money right now. I want to continue to make this ton of the money. So I will stop. I will let you bleed out and I will buy you cheap, but I'm not going to let you just I'm not going to let you death spiral.
Right.
And that's what they're doing. So they're Citadel, to a certain extent, is being the central bank of hedge funds to like a moderate degree, but like because like they couldn't, like, because Citadel does not have the money to stop maybe some of the biggest hedge funds in the world from imploding, but they have the money to stop like most medium to small hedge funds. But some of these small to medium hedge funds are doing crazy shit to try to become one of the big boys, and when they fail, it's like they are all owing money to each other. There are a lot of these hedge funds are in a lot of the same positions. I mean, everyone's playing AI. So if they blow up, that sells a shit ton of shares onto the open market. Those shares for those tech companies, there is a lot of shares, but they're being held by a lot of companies, so there's not a lot of float. So that float explodes, and that causes like dramatic price increase. That's why when I said like Zcash as an example, right? If they found out Zcash printed 2 million extra tokens, the price would nuke to fucking $200. So it would go from almost $500 down to basically like probably 225. And if they found out they printed like 3, 4, 5, 6 million tokens, that it would go to $100 or $90. They really, if you look in the grand scheme of things, that means like, oh, they added about 20% of the supply, so that means you should go 90% down. Like that's kind of what's happening here. So they're like, yeah, that's not because like we're all in these coins or we're all in these stocks, right? It's the same vernacular, we're just different words, words, right? It's different words. It's like we're all in these same coins. If this asshole goes down and then has to release all the coins on the open market to get liquidity, so he doesn't get completely liquidated, I'm also levered long, and then this is going to fucking destroy me too. On top of it, I'm going to backstop this guy before I get nuked, and then that's just what it's going to have to be to save my own ass in a way. So like that's exactly. So I'm in simplistic words explaining what's happening. So everyone that's in stock game. Now the governments are playing their game.
Yeah,
everyone is playing their game. We all have our game. Even in crypto, we have our own game too, as well.
To be honest, crypto is the best one, in my opinion.
Yeah. At least in crypto, we're not saving that many people, but we've just started this because Citadel essentially saved Crypto.com. So like for the first time in a long time, like, I mean, obviously secret loans are. But you think Coinbase hasn't lent people money secretly? Of course they have. I mean, there has been like secret little like things going here and there, but like. But if you really look at it, like Citadel is the first time like TradFi that I've seen in a long time. TradFi came in and like backed up like this. The last time that crypto got saved was back in 2000. What was it? 2018 October. Was it Andreessen Horowitz? Andreessen Horowitz backed up crypto with $400 million to a bunch of funds. So basically they came in, injected, I believe it was $400 million into Ethereum projects and stopped the Ethereum bleed. And that's the reason it didn't collapse further. And it still went down to $78 because they stopped the bleed. All the major projects on Ethereum got money. Obviously, not one project got 400 million. They got like 20, 15, 10. You know, they got money like that. It was distributed out. That money kept them from like, all right, stabilize, fire who you have to do, stop selling fucking Ethereum, shore up your cash, and stop fucking being retarded. And then, of course, they had to give equity to Andreessen Horowitz. And so Andreessen Horowitz, a VC, fucking stopped the bleed on Ethereum because like if this whole shit goes down, I'm gonna lose all our money because Ethereum's gonna go to zero. So Ethereum got bailed out in 2018. By Andreessen Horowitz. And that stopped the bleed, but then fucking EOS kept dumping Ethereum. Those fucking assholes. If I remember right, they still had, I believe they still had $1.4 billion of Ethereum. And they dumped it all. Fucking assholes.
Yeah, and that was like, I think it was at that, like they finished their whole ICO thing, whatever, you know, the whole thing. It was around the early summer, I think like May or June of 2018. But by that point, the entire crypto market was just getting nuked. And like it nuked it because like basically what was happening, right? Bitcoin was up here at 20K, boom, all the way down to 6, back up to 12, back down to 6, back up to 9, 10,
right,
back down to 6. It just kept hitting 6. 6, 6, 6, and then right after that all sold at like 6, and then it was like the flat line of the EKG or whatever, you know, the heartbeat. And crypto was just like waiting. It was like from probably August through October. Like literally it was like Bitcoin going from 6,000 to like 7,500. It was like nothing. It was like not much volatility, right? I mean, to be honest, the volatility we've had over the last month has been kind of similar, just very, nothing. And then Bitcoin just basically flew right over the edge. And when it started going below 6,000, it was like done, right? It's like the roller coaster that's just about to go over the edge. And then capitulation, so then the market just like nuked massive. But could we see something similar where, right, Bitcoin has been trying to go below 60, keeps failing. Maybe in October you get that last boom, that last move down below 60K. It's possible. So, but yeah, that's kind of the action we were seeing back then. But yeah, the liquidation of, well, not liquidation, but the selling off of different things eventually didn't really have too much more impact in that bear market. So
I had my number wrong on Justin Horowitz. They did 300 million instead of 400, but that's about right.
I liked what Karn was saying here. He said, yeah, Citadel probably had a few targets lined up and sniped him since they knew he was at his wedding. Imagine being billions poorer right after saying, I do. It's not your girl's fault.
You want to know something crazy? One of the itineraries for his wedding is, of course, never let a fucking opportunity pass you by. During his wedding, one of the events was he essentially had a giant table talk AMA with his VC buddies at his wedding. I'm not even joking around.
I mean, to be honest, I kind of respect it. Like,
yeah.
Take advantage of the opportunity to some extent.
I mean, all right, think about this. All right, he's getting fucked on his wedding, right? So he's fucking his wife, and the market's fucking him, right? He probably did have some VC buddies there. He may have and like when that shit went down and he got fucked, he probably got some offers. Like, hey, we're gonna get you started up. So maybe he got sick because it's like, fuck, get fucked on his wedding too. Maybe that was just enough to squeeze these lem bastards to give him, like, I'll put 10 in your fund, bro. Let's run it up again.
Yeah.
Do you know the shit that kills me though with this guy is like he did work at FTX.
Yeah, no, that's the icing on the fucking cake.
I know, that's the icing, dude. But like this is one thing that like I will say about FTX, not their trading firm. They suck at trading, but they legitimately like were incredible investors. They did know how to put money in crypto, and they made good investments. And they also bought into I think they bought a really decent amount of not OpenAI, but of Anthropic pretty early on. I mean, that's their biggest position that they bought that was really made their company worth it.
Basically. Yeah, and I mean, he ended up working at OpenAI, so there's definitely insider industry connects. Getting him that, and that's what got him some of his original billions in terms of salary and stuff like that. So, I mean, clearly, playing the game right. But one thing that is interesting when your portfolio grows by another zero or another few zeros, right? The game changes, and we do talk about this in the crypto mindset course, like kind of like, okay, what's the difference between Michael Saylor and a guy with $5,000, right? There's a big difference with how they bet. But once you get to like certain levels, let's say the difference between 6 figures to 7 figures, it's like there are things that you can do to make sure, okay, I gotta secure this and that, but generally speaking, you wouldn't do the exact same strategies, but you can do, I would say, like 80% similar on that next move. So I'm guessing, if you're at $500 million and you get to $5 billion, you're gonna definitely be a little bit more conservative. You're going to change up your strategy a bit. You're going to find ways to like kind of lock that in. But at the same time, you're like, well, I got here from speculation.
Right.
So I'm going to continue.
But also that is something that we also say too. Don't forget what got you to the rodeo. That is a thing too. That is a real thing as well, because like, I mean, you also if he kind of cut his teeth or kind of saw for the first time being around an FTX, he probably saw the degenerate leverage trading that we're doing. So probably it didn't print it. Also, he was fucking 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
he was fucking 18 years old. Like, you're like, that's like, you're young and that's all you know. So he was 24 when his fund imploded. So he's only 6 years. So yeah. So he worked at FTX when he was 20, when he was 2020. It existed back then. I think it did exist back then.
Yeah, it did.
And then it imploded a year. So he was only at the company for about a year and a half tops, probably a year. And then boom, explodes. Like, there's a good chance he may have not even been 19 when he left FTX. Like, there's a chance of that. Yeah. So like, but it's still like that 21 cycle really put like and that's the crazy part, is that guy probably understood crypto at a decent pace as well. But like, I feel like there's no way in hell this guy didn't. Obviously, he's all in on the AI coins, but there's no way in hell this guy didn't squirrel away some fucking BTC and ETH, and Solana. There's no way. Yeah. There's no way. But anyway, whatever.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. I do like it. We have actually Wicked saying, I'm very close to whole coiner status now. Whoa. Should I fully shift my DCA into ETH now, or continue buying more Bitcoin, or split the two?
Do you only have that? Do you only have that coin, or how does your portfolio look? Because that's an interesting question.
Yeah, it is. And I would say, right, so just based on the question information, right? So I have a full Bitcoin pretty much now. So I shall fully shift my DCA into ETH, which means he has been buying both Bitcoin and ETH on his DCA. Bitcoin's probably grown more. And so, yeah, I mean, like, it never hurts to have more Bitcoin. So I would say, reduce the amount that you're putting into Bitcoin and increase the amount that you're putting into ETH. But still, I would still keep, compounding Bitcoin, because one full Bitcoin is great, but two full Bitcoin is even better. So, you might not get that fully from the DCA, but let's say you get to like 1.25 or something, 1.25 Bitcoin, awesome. But then when you basically just got to 1 or past 1 Bitcoin, you shifted harder towards ETH, but you didn't stop Bitcoin. That'll get you more ETH. So something like that is what I would recommend, or what I would do. But yeah, it kind of depends on what the portfolio is. So I don't think he clarified any more from that here. Any other angle on that you were thinking?
I mean, so if he just only concentrated on BTC, right, and he had nothing else, then yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. Okay, I got Bitcoin. Now you have to decide, like, if he's already talking about should I buy some Ethereum and stuff, then he's already like, I kind of want to have another coin. So then I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, focus up on some Ethereum, but you're gonna have to figure out like what's like, you might end up being like, all right, I'll try to get like 5 ETH, or maybe like I'll get 1 ETH. The strategy might go like, you might go 1 ETH, then go back to Bitcoin for about like $1,000, $2,000, and then go back to and get another Ethereum. Like, it might be something like that's a cool strategy where you're flip flopping a little bit there. But if you have other coins, so if it's just like, no, I have like half my DCA is just going to Bitcoin, the other half's going into like other coins, then at that point, like, oh yeah, then just I mean, I still would lean towards that strategy there, because it's nice to have like that. You have that full Bitcoin, but it's always nice to have more Bitcoin.
Yeah. Getting a little extra beyond the goal is never a bad thing.
Because if you ever would take profits, it's easier to like, I'll sell that 30% of a Bitcoin because I still have my full Bitcoin. Yeah. Exactly. I know I have
getting down below that 1 full Bitcoin, becomes harder and harder the more that you get. Firewater says, what do you guys think about the recent cold card hacks? Bro, I've been seeing worse stories from that on crypto Twitter today than even what we were seeing yesterday. So we were talking about this during the 8-hour live stream, which ended up being 10 hours. So, over deliver. Yeah. But what do you call it? One of the stories that I heard today was a guy who lost, I think it was 1.6 million Canadian dollars. So about a million. Yeah. Probably about $1 million American, I would guess, right? Something like that. Maybe a little bit more than $1 million. And his whole story was, he did everything perfect. Every single best practice that we ever recommend. His cold card never touched anything on the internet. He wrote down his seed phrase, everything. And the only reason why he got hacked is because the AI was basically just guessing random numbers and phrases based on, just trying to basically brute force that because of the way that basically it was all cold card companies' fault for having a weak way of creating the seeds in the first place. I saw CZ tweet something like we had some sort of hack related to some sort of storage device that he had or a hot wallet or something like that. But the amount that had been hacked on that through Binance, it was like Trust Wallet or something like that. But anyways, somebody had hacked and got like $16 million. Binance was just like, yeah, we'll cover that. So they covered it all for their customers. Nice. And then they just kept it moving. And I mean, Binance can do that because CZ is literally one of the most richest people on earth.
He's the bank. He's the Bank of International Settlements.
Literally, for crypto, literally, right?
Yeah.
And so, he was able to do that. But is Cold Card a profitable enough company to be able to be like, yeah, this was 100% our fault, and you guys trusted us, and sorry, like basically everybody's getting fucked, and their whole business is done.
It's like cooked. Yeah, they're cooked.
It's totally cooked. So, like, man, just most of these people aren't getting it back. And that guy was like, I'm glad that he ended up saying in the tweet something like, I'm glad that I'm, a high income earning individual. I'll make it back. This won't be the end, for him and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm glad he's going for glass half full, but my God, man, the swift kick to the balls that is for doing nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong, it's pretty brutal.
That's horrible.
You hate to see that. But this is also why Miguel and I always say, people are like, what about Tangent? What about this? What about that?
Yeah.
Interesting features, maybe cool wallet, stuff like that. But we need to see a wallet survive,
right,
quite a bit to be able to say we want that. Also, Cold Card is interesting and it looks cool and everything, but it's a little gimmicky.
Yeah. And it's Bitcoin only for the most part, from what I've saw.
Yeah, and then like we showed yesterday on the stream, right? Like they kind of poo-poo the altcoins and stuff like that on there, and it's just like, I don't know, like they have their head up their own ass a little bit too much. So yeah, I just feel bad for everybody who got affected, but stick to this. It's kind of like the same with the exchanges. Like, hey, I had my money on, let's say, Bitmart or something, and Bitmart closed shop, and so damn, like, I'm getting, some pressure on that, right? Versus you could have just had it in Kraken, Coinbase, or Binance, right? One of the largest exchanges out there. If you're in a behemoth, you're much less likely to have an issue, right? And it's one that's been around a while.
If I were to use like a third party, like, it's almost, I feel like it's almost against my religion to say this. Like, it's kind of like, what the fuck? But if I were to gun to my head, it was like, you have to use a custodian, right? I would probably use like BlackRock or even Vanguard would be really good, but but guess what? Who are they trusting their coins to? They're really only trusting it to two carriers, Coinbase or their BitGo. That's about the only ones that they have almost the entire game. Like, I think Coinbase custody literally has like, I mean, they're fucking green gods. They're the bank for wizards. Like, literally, like everyone has their fucking money there and shit. Like, it's crazy. So like, is it possible that in the future, like, Coinbase custody could be the next Mt. Gox? Possibly. I mean, it could actually. No, I mean, I am not shocked by anytime like there's too much. They're like, that's a big pool. That's a big pool. Like, so that's why, like, I just custody myself, and there's power in sort of being like your wallets never gets so big that it doesn't become a target. There's a little bit of that as well, This is why some people who do have like a lot of BTC, they kind of split their BTC in hundreds, unless they have stupid amount of money, then it's like it's higher. It's just because you don't want to have like fucking 1,000 wallets, right? But also I think it's ridiculous when I see guys like splitting, like, I'm gonna have one Bitcoin on this one, I have one Bitcoin on this one, I have one Bitcoin on this. I mean, eventually, long enough, that's actually sure, but like, I could see like a case like you got 10 Bitcoin in a wallet, or I'll maybe make another wallet, because that's a lot of money. That's $600,000. That's a lot of fucking money. That's a lot of money. you know. So, or I mean, you could even be like, I mean, up to, I mean, I think it's doing one for every Bitcoin's ridiculous, but like maybe eventually when Bitcoin's like really becomes a lot of money, maybe like, all right, let me put a Bitcoin over here.
Yeah, when one Bitcoin's like $500,000 or $1 million, yeah.
Yeah. So like this is, I mean, there's also a reason why I recommend Coinbase so much as well. Coinbase has got a lot of protections.
And
it's very
Kraken.
good in Kraken as well. I mean, just to put in Kraken was the first exchange that Ethereum went on. A big exchange. I'm not talking about like a DEX and stuff. I'm talking about an actual exchange, and they participated in the ICO for Ethereum as well. It's really where like Kraken got a lot of their money to like be able to operate because they caught that dub on Ethereum so well, and you know they're holding on to a lot of Ethereum and stuff. So like Kraken's a really good exchange. This is why like we usually go Coinbase. I wish Kraken was a little easier to use to set up. The setup on Kraken is fucking annoying, but it's a really good exchange.
Does have good security measures that you can put on there, and kind of like Coinbase institutional, Kraken does allow you to get to higher numbers without having too much issues. Because like there's some exchanges once you get past 50, 100, 200K there or whatever, they start kind of being funny with how they let you withdraw and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but when you get to the point where you need to prove you're an accredited investor, it's like I don't know, it's a good milestone in crypto, or not just in crypto, but just I guess in like your financial development. You gotta get your tax accountant to vouch for you.
Yeah. Also, like if one recommendation I would do here is probably don't prepare your own taxes.
Yes.
You are extremely more likely. They're almost doing it to a point, because I don't know if it's because the IRS took money from like these tax preparers or something, but like,
I'm sure.
There's some kickback there, or
they're like we take money from them, and people fuck up their taxes so we can go after them more. Oof, like
or it could be like, or it could be sort of a thing was like you work at the IRS. And you kind of you give less like audits on these certain firms. If you're in the IRS now, you can basically get a job instantly at one of these firms. So it may not be direct cash because there's too many people, but it's just more like, you're like, you try to get a job and then you end up saying like, I never actually ever audited anyone from your company before. Oh wow, that's really good. And then like, well, nice job. And then you get a nice cushy, nice $200,000 job at a big firm. And then also, it's also valuable. I hired.
To be honest,
bro.
Like if the IRS came up to us and was like, yeah, we've never audited you. We've never really asked you guys for taxes. Do you mind hiring somebody for us? I'd be like, yes, absolutely. Like
why didn't you ask before?
Why didn't you ask from the jump, my friends? Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the startups don't get that same treatment.
So funny.
But Roberto says, do y'all think 50% of the portfolio in Ethereum is good, or should I do 25% Bitcoin, 25% ETH? So this kind of goes back to the same issues we had in the last cycle, right? Which is if you did only, let's say 50% of the portfolio only in ETH last cycle, you basically broke even most of the time. You're up a little, down a little sometimes, but mostly broke even, right? Unless you did the swing trading on ETH. And then, in that case, you compounded your ETH, you made some good money. Versus if you just bought and held 25% Bitcoin, 25% ETH, that 25% ETH would have that same result, but that 25% Bitcoin would have outpaced, because it did outpace ETH quite substantially during that time. So it is, I would say, especially going into this next cycle, probably seeing something a little bit similar, although I do think ETH is going to, if ETH did not hit a new all-time high in this next cycle, heads are going to roll. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, people are like, okay, one cycle, sure. 2 cycles, people will start getting up Vitalik's ass real good.
I would love to see this shit, because I'm seeing tweets right now. Like, let me see if I can pull up a tweet. Like, I'm seeing these bullshit tweets right now. Let me
But yeah, I mean, if ETH hits the other short end of this answer would be if ETH hits a new all-time high, which we expect, then it should outpace Bitcoin more than it doesn't. But there's no guarantee. So if you're like, I want the most consistent portfolio, split it between Bitcoin and ETH. If you're like, I want to go for glory, a little bit extra, you can lean harder towards ETH if you want, but you have to be willing to take the other end of that. So if you are going to do that, I do recommend having a trading bag of ETH to make sure you compound some hedge against that.
Right.
Got Sami in the chat, both on YouTube, saying hit the like button as well as on Rumble. Appreciate you, man. Absolutely. What could Vitalik do to jack up prices? Tokenomics, make sure that ETH's getting burned, right? Say fuck the L2s. We're gonna not go towards most of these. We're gonna have everything on the layer 1 chain, and that's going to burn more ETH. So basically, the more ETH can become deflationary, the more Vitalik can do to promote that, the better price will do. But would he do that in time for new all-time highs if it was dragging ass at some point in the cycle? He probably wouldn't do an emergency measure mid-cycle. It'd probably be something where he would let it play out how it's going to play out, and then in the bear market said, oh, my bad, I should have done XYZ. Okay, we're going to change that for the next cycle. So usually when they make their big adjustments, it's in the bear when nobody's paying attention. Gonavicharya says bottom in October. Yeah, that's what the expectation is. But I mean, we could see the bottom here in August as well, the first half. I do think we get a nice rally in the second half of August, which is why we have the Crypto Mindset course situated the way we got it. I do want to share the chart here. So we'll take a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. One thing I also want to look at is if you did swing trade the CC algo on Ethereum versus buying and holding, like what would the result difference be, which we were talking about a little earlier. So let me share the chart here. And I do actually, before I share it, pull us up on YouTube.
This is the beautiful thing, because a lot of as Charlie pulls that up, there's a lot of investigation going on into who is shilling Cold Card now. There's a lot of KO, so this is so beautiful because this right here is so beautiful because there's finally some blowback to a bunch of the Bitcoin KOLs that were shilling this shit.
Yeah.
That's just because basically I was reading up on stuff, and then like there's this guy called Romero. He's kind of an OG in the Twitter space. He's like, okay, I've never even heard of this thing. How are people like? How is this niche product that popular that like this many people got hacked? This is crazy. Like I've never heard of this thing. And then he was like, well, in the comment section they were like, well, basically bunch of KOLs. I heard it from he's like, I just got into crypto and this Bitcoin KOL that I was listening to ended up talking about it, and then I kept going places and I kept going and hearing about it, so I ended up getting it. The only thing that saved my ass is I used it. I didn't like it, so I stopped using it, basically. But a lot of people used it. I mean, so it's KOLs recommending it and stuff. And this is the thing is, it's not really. Here's the shit: is as a Bitcoin maxi, it's really hard as an influencer to make any money.
Yeah.
How do you make any money? How do you make? Sure, no. If you're just buying Bitcoin,
ordinals, Miguel, Bitcoin ordinals.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that's why meme coin. There's no gambling on Bitcoin. That's what That's what hurts them as KOLs. So then, but at the end of the day, if you're putting your own money into an asset that keeps going up, you will get rich. It's just like they want money today for stuff. So it's like, okay, what can I sell? I guess I can talk about Ledger, but here's the problem: the Bitcoiners that are it's almost like hexagons that are too hardcore hexagon, too hardcore bullshit. Is like I'm not going to recommend Trezor because they allow shit coins on there. They allow shit on there. Those are for scam, and so they end up creating fucking shittier versions of just Bitcoin only shit, and
then this is what happens.
This is what happens, basically. Yeah. So it's just, their prejudice ends up hurting them. And the same thing, I've said this before too about people on Pulse Chain and shit for a long time. I mean, it took Richard making a casino that's called Pump.Tires before they're like, I guess meme coins aren't that bad. Or I guess other coins aren't that bad. And then it took Like it took Richard basically allowing like, I'm going to open a casino on Indian grounds. And that's what it was. And it was like, it should be called Tires of Pump, right? And then like, I guess gambling's not that bad. And now everyone in Pulse Chain has become fucking degenerate meme coin investors and traders and stuff. And now I guess, and now they're finally like, this is what I'm saying is like, you give them an inch, they take them. Eventually, like you allow these things, and they take it to the nth degree. And now, like, what does the chain become? Chain of Jeets, where everyone's just scamming each other into another coin, effectively. But like, they are, but in a way, they are better off in a fucked up way because at least they're more intelligent about crypto now. Where before they were very like they didn't know anything really.
Which then allowed them to be more cult-like behavior because then they're like, Richard said this, so it must be right, and then they don't, try to check anything, and they just repeat exactly what he says.
But also, the coin was when they didn't know much, but they knew what Richard told them, and they knew I should just buy Hex or buy this. Then the coins did much better. We went up a lot. Like that's also the thing when all the economic focus and power and energy is focused into one thing. If you focus on one thing in your life, you focus on your money, you're going to change your life. You focus on your fitness, you are going to lose weight or get jacked or get six-packed out or get fucking cum gutters, which is your six-pack. Or if you focus that much on something, it's going to move. There's so much power in it, but it's also very destructive. If what you focus on is destructive, it is very bad for you. That's actually one of the things where like long-term event build, like as an example, like our most of our influencers who actually kind of were like going out trying to talk to chicks and stuff, eventually they kind of burn out because you're picking up chicks, you're drinking, and at some point, like I know guys are like they're smashing chicks and they get tired. Like I was like, oh Miguel, your lobster's too juicy, your steak is too buttery, but I can speak from experience on this on the Pulse Chain and the Hex stuff, and then the pickup artistry stuff because I've seen it. This is just human nature. Eventually, like I think the fitness side is good, but like there's like if you're really locked in for a long time, eventually you're getting bored. And then because I've been I've gone on TRT recently, and I've just been watching a lot of streamers for years on them on steroids and stuff, and I kind of get why a lot of them either jack doses up or dudes. It's like the drugs start getting kind of crazy, or they just start doing all kinds of weird stuff because like I'm bored. Like they've been doing the same thing forever, been working out, and even like they love it. You do love it, but you get bored. Like you can have like a whole month in a year where you're just fucking want to shoot yourself because how bored you are, and then that's why they're like, okay, let me try Trembolone or let me do that, and it brings excitement because you're doing the same thing, but you're doing something different, basically within the relationship that is to iron, to the Church of Iron, basically. Franklin, exactly. A lot of people didn't question RH earlier. That cult-like behavior was a strength, but it was exactly a strength. Yeah. It was a strength, but a weakness. But it was more of a strength than a weakness. But this is what I was trying to very carefully say in webinars during the course in 2021, that it's good, but also try to learn. This is my main pitch when I was talking to Hexagons to get into the crypto mindset course, was like, hey, learn about the rest of how this stuff works. Like all everyone knew was just like, I have a MetaMask and I buy it on Uniswap. And then they learned how to stake and they learned nothing else. And I met so many people where like, they didn't even know how to like do any, like they literally like, I don't even know how to hold a Bitcoin. Like, how do you send a Bitcoin, or how do you even do this? Or like, I've never used a Trezor. I'd like, what's yield farming? And honestly, you didn't need it back then really, but like as it evolved, now you do. And now like the space is extremely much more complex and stuff, and now it's more fractionalized gambling. And this is why I said like this is something, I mean, I've heard a couple of people kind of quote me on this, is it like Richard essentially, it became instead of like in a way like the Hex community was a shrine to Jesus Christ, and then it became Olympus. It became a pantheon of gods, because it just spread out into this. Because basically once Richard left, the inmates took over the house and stuff. So you have the house of Somi, the house of B-Roots, the house of this dude and that dude, like Miguel and Charlie, and then there's more and more people. And like that's some of the good ones. There's really bad ones out here, and that's at least the dudes with faces on camera. That's not even including. Then let's talk about all the nameless, faceless fucks who won't show their faces on camera, who are making coins in the background like crazy. It's like it's just got it.
Yeah.
And then
the economic the cult like behavior was great for the group, but it was not good for the individual.
Correct.
Yeah.
But the goal, but it was at least when there was one coin, the goal was to pump the coin. So it ended up this evilness,
which at the end of the day is the main result that is needed.
But because now there's so many coins, right? There's EHEX, PHEX, Pulse Chain, PulseX, whatever the fuck what is that? There's PrivX, Ink token, right? And then Richard's probably going to drop an AI coin. I'll put money on that. Richard's going to sack for an AI coin. Yeah. I mean, what Richard kind of fucked up, I get why he did it, but he was so fucking retarded. His language, he did it. It was like kind of retarded. I mean, it was retarded, bro. Like, what he should have done is like, okay, if you sacrifice Ethereum or USDC, you get 2x points. If you sacrifice Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX, you only get half. You only get 50 cents on the dollar in points. So 0.5 versus a 2x on your money. Obviously, it would incentivize people to sack Ethereum because you get way more. But people was like, I only have Hex, so let me get, and they would have got rid of a ton of supply. Then people had to rebuy bags, and it would have. That's what he should have done. And I've said this before, and like no one's fucking listening. I mean, he didn't want that stuff, but but look at the end result. He got almost no money. At least he would have two-edged sword. He maybe would have got $3 million less dollars, but he would have got rid of a stupid amount of supply and probably like helped the price not go as low.
And I think that was a scarcity mindset of kind of the king of the hill mentality that everybody had. You know, Richard's trying to keep his place. All the other people are trying to play king of the hill with, you know, their little section of influence or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like all you guys are being cheap. Yeah. Right. Like if you guys just would have like done what you're saying there and what do you call it? Gone more for good economic activity of the chain. Yeah. Everybody would have made more money. I mean, look at what was that platform that Buck had called? I forget.
Flux.
Flux. Yeah. Like the Flux whole thing, that whole.
Fiat.
Yeah.
Fox,
you know, all that stuff.
It worked. Yeah.
It worked. Let's imagine all the different sacrifices would have worked. Yeah. Or 90% of them would have worked. Right?
Yeah.
We had liquid loans, actually liquid, functional. Oh, amazing. You had what do you call it? Fux and fiat and all that stuff. Yeah. Like really functioning. And if you just would have had like 4 or 5 main big players of, you know, key infrastructure that was needed actually work and people make money on it, and like there'd been some economic activity, one, it would have caused a lot more work for the people who built it. So they would have actually had to, you know, continue to deliver, which is why they didn't, right? They were like, I want the easy money and then I want to be out. Yeah. But then if they would have actually put in a little bit of work, a little bit of elbow grease, you know, given up a little short-term gain there, long-term, like if we had a fully functioning ecosystem right now, PulseX, Pulse Chain price would be higher, EHEX, PHEX price would be higher. All these different organizations, whatever you want to call them, would still be functioning and making money on the regular. You'd have to do a little work with them, sure, but you know, that long game of multiple cycles, actually having the ecosystem healthy would have made everybody way more money and would have brought a lot of economic activity. But basically what ends up happening is everybody wants to be number one. Nobody wants to put their neck on the line a little bit for the betterment of the actual infrastructure. So what ends up happening then is when everybody's just extreme scarcity mindset, they become Jeets, right? They just start take until there's nothing left except for skin and bones. And that's what we have to work with at the end of this bear market, is literally the carcass of Pulse Chain, and it's like the skeleton's still there, the structure's still there, the tech is still there. There are some merits to that, but my God, compared to other chains that have been fully fleshed out, like Aerodrome on Base, like doesn't even hold a candle to it. So this next cycle, then there becomes a lot of work that's needed. So one of two things needs to happen with Pulse Chain is needs to be consolidated, meaning just like shut down a bunch of stuff and just really concentrate, or actually needs to become a functioning ecosystem. But if you don't, like I said yesterday, if you don't have enough synergy among other chains, you don't have some allies, some friends from other chains that can bring liquidity and development from other places, then it's just going to slowly, degrade away until it's dust in the dirt.
I'm with you on Franklin. Like Liquid Loans was actually unethical, but Flux and Buck and the guys, like all their products worked. Like I will say, Buck,
they provided a service, but then they never continued.
Well,
and they did say at the very beginning that they were going to rug at some point, pretty much.
Well, one of the main problems I saw was like, for one, I mean, if an ecosystem keeps going down, volume goes down. But like, here's the problem: like the one product they did have that really could have gone viral, but I could see the negative of it going viral was their ability. Like they had their version of GMX essentially, where you could like take leverage on it. The thing is, there never was enough money. They were trying. I understand too, because like it wasn't like they were given like fucking $100 million. So I get it.
They did have limited bandwidth, and they said it wasn't their full-time gig. They had other responsibilities, of course.
But if the pools, like as an example for like lending and like the fees were too high, because the fees were too high, and they didn't allow you to basically go long. Like I couldn't go on there and go $10,000, or there was already accounts that already took most of that money, so you couldn't do that much money and stuff. So like that was one of the problems, that those pools needed to be much, much larger, and they basically needed for like anyone could come in and basically go long on Hex or eHex 10 grand in either direction. Sure, you could limit it to 10x maybe leverage, right? But part of me is like, I'm kind of glad it didn't have that, because it would have caused the amount of gambling that would have happened. Then everyone would have been on there doing that shit, and then it's like maybe the damage would have been unrepairable, basically. But that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people didn't really use it, is because the fees were fucking ridiculous, and you couldn't really do it with a lot of money. So what's the fucking point? Or not even a lot of money. Like it's like, yeah, sure. If I understand, I can't do 100 grand, but like a lot of people right now, because like how wrecked everyone is, like if they could go like, oh, let me go fucking 10,000, 5,000 long, make some money. Like, all right, cool. I'll put 20 grand out. Like that'll pay the bills for a while. And like people would do like that, yeah. But like you couldn't even do that. And then of course, as the volume went down, people started pulling money, and then everything. But it's because the whole ecosystem shrank. But that would have worked. They did have the motion. It's just like the amount they needed to be able to allow that, it needed to be higher. And then two, like if it was more of a problem of getting coins to be staked on there, so they could like, because you do need physical coins to be able to long or short and stuff. I forgot their model. Maybe it was just more like a synthetics model, where like they just have a giant pool of money, and then they're tracking the price, but it's not real Hex. That could have been that. I forgot. It's been a minute. But it would have worked. Like I think the product and like some of the products really, really work. But like that one could have gone so viral, like just like years. But it just didn't have enough money, and the fees were just too ridiculous to use it. It was sort of like I felt like I was using Aave back in the day. Like, what's the fucking point? And then two, like for their Aave version of it, which did worked fine, nothing happened. But the problem is that like you earned almost nothing depositing coins, and then half the time, like so many hexagons filled it up that like there was no room ever to really jump into it. So like you wouldn't even jump into it anyway. So like, yeah, exactly. There's just bigger liquidity crunch. So like that's the problem. And that's where Richard could have came in if they're like the steward is like, all right, or like your guys are gonna, or like do some deals, like you're gonna give me half the fucking coins, but I'm gonna make sure the shit works. You guys will still get fees. Or like, and if you fuck me, then I'll rug this shit and then I'll make my own. And then and that's probably what if he, I think, who knows, if it really got successful, then maybe Richard would have just added as an indent. Like this is something you don't even have to make a separate coin for. You could just like PulseX is going to do this now as an addition, which are up. That's why I'm saying, like, if this ecosystem does really well this cycle, all Richard has to do is he's just got to copy pasta now, but add features like, hey, we just added our version, like we now have liquid, we have now hyper liquid on PulseX. Now PulseX is more valuable on the if we were to do another sacrifice, like earlier, like I said, okay, 2x the points on cash, cool. 0.5 points for every hex, pulse chain, PulseX and stuff, but you do get 2x points on incentive token. Gets rid of incentive token supply. Now yields go up. Now, like that would have helped. Now, obviously, the one negative and positive to this is like the positives are we would have got a much less lower price because there's so much more liquidity because people are yield farming. So we need like consistent way to get rid of supply on ink. So that drives the ink price high, and then that drives the yield high, and then it creates a nicer situation where more people pool their money in the PulseX pools. Cool, but on the other side, because there's so much liquidity, it allows these piece of shit motherfuckers who are dumping to get more money out, which is like I don't like that, but also allows them to sell higher amounts, and they're out faster. Because they are, so in a way, like at least it essentially would have killed the cancer faster, but the cancer would have made out with more money, which is just gay as fuck. And I could see Richard being, and I sort of see why. I mean, if I were to just think like, okay, he's just trying to he's not trying to he doesn't need the money. He's just launching this project. He's like, let me piss everyone off and then cause further people to just sell more out and to get supply out of people's hands. So and I could see that. I could see him being like doing some evil shit like that, going like, nah, I'm only gonna let them sack real money. And like everyone will just start dumping their coins on the market. They'll get more money out of it. He basically is like, I need to shake out some of these bad whales. Because like I bet you Richard's like, yeah, there's these guys who do have a decent amount of supply. I don't like them. Like they're fucking retarded.
That sounds like decentralized.
Yeah. But like but that's what I'm saying. Like how Ethereum's decentralized, but Vitalik has a lot of sway and pull, and the same thing like Cardano would die if fucking Charles died.
No, for sure. So like, there's like where's the balance? Where does it become too heavy-handed? Is the question really?
Well, almost nowhere. If it's not heavy-handed,
but I mean, censoring a particular wallet from doing something, right?
Well, you can't do that. You can't do that.
If you're shaking them out,
yeah,
that's fair game for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, he's shaking them. It is decentralized to the point, so he can't blacklist wallets. But what I'm saying is, like, the best projects, like, it's only bad if the coin's not working out. Yeah. Like everything, right? It's like, you flip a coin, a Targaryen's either a fucking genius or a murderer, right? Like with Roman emperors, you flip a coin, whether they have madness or they're going to be a good emperor. It's that sort of shit, right? But like Charles dies, Cardano dies. Justin Sun gets killed or fucking gulagged in the CCP. Tron dies. Fucking CZ, CZ goes to jail. Same thing like Justin Sun. There goes Binance up in smoke. He
handed off the power, but for CZ, there's a little bit more there.
No, he didn't.
Well, I mean, he did. He's not running it from his phone in prison. He gave them, what do you call it? Like, hey, here's what we're gonna do, and gave him a game plan for while he's away. Sure, but at the same time, you do have to give the keys to somebody else for the time being.
You let a stooge run it as CEO, but it's like I still run it. Like I still we're doing exactly. Do this, and this. All right, cool. Even if it's by carrier pigeon, he's saying it and shit. No, obviously he gave him an action plan to do, of course, right? Yeah. He trusted people, but his wife was still on the board.
Yeah, which is great. So like, but like that's like it's kind of like
this whole thing that CZ doesn't run it still is like no way, bro.
Like, no, it's kind of like like a revocable or irrevocable trust. If somebody dies, is there a game plan for somebody to actually be able to run it? I would say it's kind of like Apple in that way. If Apple is run without Steve Jobs, it still survives right after he dies. But will it thrive like it did before? Probably not, right? Because it's not exactly the same. So, but you do get too big at some point to where it's not like you're too big to fail. But it's because you're such a large corporation, you do have a lot of contingency plans compared to Cardano, zero contingency. Like the contingency for Cardano is, I don't know. Like
like what we're talking, we're like, yeah, right. Like I would say like, I guess what I'm talking about is like if they die, the coin would basically like BNB token would crash down substantially.
Oh yes.
But like the example with like the reason like maybe like BNB is kind of a bad example is because the business would survive because there's just customers there. It actually has a business, but the BNB token could cause major problems because people get shaken out. They're not happy with it. Oh shit, what's going to happen? The volume on Binance would probably go down. They would sense weakness in Binance. They would try to shore it up. I don't think the business would die, but they would lose their position as number one. What would happen? Because our industry is so new.
Versus Cardano would literally go to like 99.99999% down and be like a Luna Classic. Good luck recovering.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, it all depends.
It's still there, so that somebody can pick up the torch. But
yeah. And these are some of the discussions me and Charlie have in private, obviously, with a lot more swearing.
Fuck you, I'm right.
There you go, Charlie, right again. Oh no. But like this is this is what we call like war gaming. Me and Charlie did a lot of war gaming in 22. Especially like once we had kind of gotten out like lows, like I mean the crash is in. We were war gaming so much around like creator capital going down, and we basically like Solana's going to survive. This is going to die. I think Radium's probably a decent investment. Like we Bitcoin, Ethereum, we bought the lows on that stuff. Like
Solana was a great. Solana, Serum, and Radium were really good examples of what happens when a founder gets taken out. Sam Bankman-Fried, because Solana figured out a way, went towards Anatoly more, right? And then Radium found a way because it was a useful DEX. But what was the one that I said? The other one, the third one? Let's see, it's dead. I already forgot about it. What was the third coin there?
Serum, Radium.
Serum. Yeah, no, Serum was more of like Sam Bankman-Fried's like, what do you call it, pet project to some extent, right? Like his like kind of his passion or whatever. And so, without him, that one massively died. So yeah, it is very interesting to kind of see like the different parts of crypto history, what has been able to survive that type of stuff, what hasn't. But yeah, no, we've war gamed, what do you call it, which coins we think are the best going into the course. We've war gamed what are the different scenarios for a bottom and how do we come out of that. And pretty much everything in between. So, when we get into the crypto mindset course, when we get into especially the first few webinars where we're like, hey, this is a tapestry of where crypto's at right now. That's a product of me and Miguel having a lot of long discussions.
And then kind of to go off of like what Massad's saying there, like, not Massad.
DCC super fan.
I'm blanking out. I don't see it. Where is it? Oh, it was Massad. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got confused because there's so many comments. Yeah, like how well do you think ADA will do this cycle? And then that just brought me in my brain to like the rest of the cycle. This cycle. I almost want to name this cycle. This is it, cycle. Like if Cardano fumbles again, they're fucked. If Ethereum's so big that they'll still be around in the next cycle, but they're gonna get surpassed as the number 2 coin in the 2033 cycle.
Yeah.
If they fumble this cycle. And kind of bring it up to the earlier thing I was trying to say about Bitcoiners, I just didn't find the tweet, is that there's a lot of Bitcoiners, that are like, they got into, it's kind of an interesting thing. There's a lot of Bitcoiners that are going like, I just don't like how much power the ETFs have on BTC now. And it's not their fault. It's just the bigger whales and industry insiders pushed to get this to happen. But like
they did sell to BlackRock and Galaxy Digital and those types of entities.
Right. So I do feel for them because if you're just a person that's like I fucking work my ass off, I got myself 5, 3, 2, 4 BTC, and I'm a fucking diehard Bitcoiner, and I'm still DCAing. I will never stop DCAing into BTC. I love this thing, and then it's like, do you have fucking zero power, almost no sway, and all the big power brokers are just pushing your shit to be like, basically controlled by, not now, but the next cycle, there'll be so much fucking money in BlackRock ETFs and in the ETFs that it's really good. It's like, it's still going to be retail and some of the big things because the supply is going to be so limited. When retail starts buying heavy, it moves the price up a lot.
Yeah.
But like the price crashing down is going to be based off a lot of like the ETFs going down because they have so much supply.
Yeah, I think where retail is going to surprise the ETF holders and BlackRock and these big banks is when we get to that over speculative part of the cycle where we go into an alt seasons and stuff like that, because we had many alt seasons in the last cycle, but there was no retail except for the crypto natives that were already here, like us. Yeah. I think Wall Street's not 100% prepared for what happens when you get crypto alt season fervor really going full tilt.
Yeah,
because they experienced that in 2021 to some extent because they were in the industry, but it wasn't as much under the control as I guess what they would have liked. And so when they feel like, okay, we're in control now, that's probably when we have like a crazy alt season because they're like, okay, we got this. And then retail's like, no, you don't. And then just boom, just crazy to the upside. My guess of how they're going to react to that is either one of two ways, that it's usually an extreme, right? It would be either, fuck, we got to lean into this and buy this too, right? Which makes it even crazier speculative. Or they do a Chainlink and Ethereum foundation strategy where it's just like or Ripple strategy where they just keep rugging. Like we're trying to stop this pump, but we just can't. So they slow it down.
Yeah.
Instead, which I would say that's probably the more likely action I would see them take, except for the ETFs are, customers as well, right? It's not just the banks. So like if their customers start getting fervent too, then they like, well, I guess we have to lean into this. This crazy degeneracy.
Absolutely. But like, yeah, this cycle is going to see a lot of like, if we get another fumble in a lot of coins. Like I could even see this if Doge, as an example, fumbles another cycle again, it's gonna lose its number one status. I think it still will be here. It still will. I'm not saying it's gonna be like Litecoin as an example, but like it's going to be like start playing second fiddle because it's like
Dogecoin got crutches or a cane or a wheelchair. It's like, okay, old man, go and chill in the old folks home a little bit,
in a crazy scenario, if this is I have speculated this a long time ago. I think I first talked to Charlie. I think I said this in one of Moon Gang episode back in like 2020 that I think we're just talking about the future of Bitcoin and we're just spitting ball. We talk for hours and stuff on the phone and stuff with people or do like StreamYard hangouts and stuff with people and talk for hours. And one thing I said in there or on YouTube was when at some point there will be a cycle where BTC doesn't pump much, and it's going to you will see you'll see all these. There's so many if right now Bitcoiners, there's so many people wearing Bitcoin only robes and people like a lot of people are only pushing Bitcoin because it's always going up all the time over time. Of course, everyone knows dumps happen, right? But it's almost I don't watch sports, but it's almost like when the fucking Patriots kept winning Super Bowls, everyone's a fucking Patriot fan.
Yeah, which sometimes pisses me off even more.
Right. But it's like imagine like Minnesota starts winning like let's just say whatever. I don't even know the Minnesota team. What's the Vikings, right? Let's say the Vikings win 3 Super Bowls in a row. Let's say it happens, right? I mean, God willing, right?
We're going to need to make some prayers to make that happen. That's for damn sure.
But let's just say, okay, they win the first Super Bowl next year. It's all it's all real fans. You'll get a couple at the end of the season. You'll get a couple guys going like they'll put the jersey on and they're like they'll be there for the Super Bowl. You're like fine, but it's almost all real fans for the Vikings. Then the next one, you'll start getting bandwagoners. It might happen, but they're still mostly all real fans, and it's like most teams when they win a Super Bowl, they don't usually win it again. So but they might have an okay season, they win it again. Then that third season, oh my God, it's like Taylor Swift fans.
You start getting that, and that's where you're like, oh shit, I gotta sell the top.
And then this is where you get all these guys coming into they'll start trying to stat mog you, Charlie. Like even though you've been the real fan,
I've been a fan since 1998, since Randy Moss.
No, but you don't even understand the team and stuff. And then they'll start coming out with all these. Then here comes all the fucking brainiac fact. So like the whole thing is like, what people really want is like, okay, I just want to be able to be a fucking asshole cunt because I'm right. So people want to be assholes and just feel superior to people, but they just need something. Like they don't care what it is. They just need to know that like that thing is absolutely true, so they can absolutely be an asshole. To people, so they can feel superior. Well, you're stupid. Like it's like Bitcoin's the real money. You know, this and this. You don't understand. Few. You're one of the popular. Like this is what Bitcoiners do. I've met a lot of Bitcoiners. They're retarded. They're not that smart. But every community has like this. But I've also met people like they're being assholes and have this superiority complex because it's winning. What happens to them when and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I know it's hard to remember, but like I couldn't even tell you the stream. But like we said this, what happens if there's a cycle where Bitcoin only goes up 50% or less? So it doesn't crash that much. Like it goes down 40% from its all-time high, and then it only does about a 50% from its all-time high. And it still would probably be dramatic, but like what happens if these cycles are like BTC is only up like BTC is at like $1 million, it crashes to 700,000, and then it pumps. And then at the end of the cycle, it pumps up to like 1.4 million. Everyone's like, I'm up on Bitcoin, but I'm not like it's. You start getting people like, yeah, Bitcoin's kind of like you'll start seeing a lot of the Bitcoin maxis. They'll start switching their game up, talking about other stuff because they're still I'm still maxi. I'm still Bitcoin guy, but like, I'm playing in other stuff right now. I'm trying to make it because that's what happens. And then that's what Bitcoin's still like not getting destroyed. It's still doing good. But then what happens if you have a 4-year cycle where Bitcoin just fucking flops?
Oh, everybody's gonna blame Bitcoin because it's like Bitcoin's the reason why we didn't get that pump and this pump and the other thing, and people suddenly realize how important it is. But if they get screwed by it, then they start figuring out how to replace it.
Yeah, and I would tell you like one cycle where Bitcoin flops, you'll see the destruction of about 80% of Bitcoin maximalists.
Yes.
They'll try to erase history. They'll try to say this, like, oh, Bitcoin used to be good. You'll see all the hatred. How could you let me down, dude? Like, that's not happening. But like by 2040, you're going to have less returns on BTC, dramatically less returns. It's still going to be incredible if you own it. You're like, over the long term, you're going to do really well. But like, but this is what I'm talking about. All the bandwagon fans, and it'll move over to something else. I think it'll still be in first place. It's so big now that it's like it's too big to fail, but it's just too big. The supply is so small, and the ETFs are buying so much that like it's going to be number one no matter what forever in market cap. Anthony Popular, he's been in shambles forever. Mark Moss has been in shambles, dude. Like, and I like Mark Moss, but like, everyone's Bitcoin only funds fucking get fucked. They all
Pump made it out of that relatively clean, but
yeah,
then he started taking SoFi AdSense. I'm like, why are you repping a bank when you're a Bitcoin maxi, bro? But
you need money to pay.
They paid him a lot of money too, I'm sure. So SoFi has tons of money. So I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I probably would have turned down that paycheck either.
Remember McCormick had a black ass, a brand new Aventador, black Lamborghini. He had cars and stuff and everything like that. Like,
and he makes no money from actually trading or investing. Like McCormick, purely makes all this money on different types of ads, right?
Yeah, of course. That's where they make their money and stuff. And this is why, but that's also why, like, you have to be really careful who you like. Like me and Charlie could probably take an endorsement deal from like Coinbase or Kraken. Sure, like those would be fine. Like,
but it's something we already rep in some way, right? We already like Kraken. So Kraken says we want to give you money to say we like Kraken. Kraken, come on, buddy, come on.
Yeah, it would be like if Celsius gave us like the energy drink company gave us a fucking sponsorship. We already drink it, and then they find meth in it. Look, it even works better than you thought. Like, it's even better now.
Celsius, if you're listening, we'll take a deal.
Take a deal, dog. It's one of the few I would. I would take a deal. Like, I would take a deal for
absolutely. Trezor, fuck yeah. Trezor says we want to shill on your channel. By all means, my friend. How many discount codes can we get for the moon?
What if it was Ledger? No, Chepe, I wouldn't take.
No, if Ledger was coming to us, I'd be like, we can't give up our soul, Miguel. We can't.
Charlie, it's $1.5 million a year, bro.
Can we make it 10? If it's 10 each, okay, then maybe.
You guys, I would be like, you guys. I just want to let you guys know, bro. The check cleared, bro. It was big, dude. I'm sorry.
we're like, what, how many unrecorded AMAs can we have to get the message through?
We're like public on YouTube endorsing Celsius. I mean, not Celsius, on Ledger, and then on webinars. Do not use that horse shit.
That would be hilarious, actually.
I would take a deal from Hennessy, bro. Fuck yeah, I think like certain things are like Dutch. Hey, I Dutch Bros and shit. This actually tastes. This is a really good tasting cold brew, actually. No lie, it tastes a little. It tastes it's way smoother than Starbucks's, but Starbucks's hits like a truck. Like I've drank this and don't feel the jitters compared to like a Starbucks cold brew. Fucking hits like a truck, bro. So like I literally feel like I'm jonesing off of caffeine when I drink like a Trenta from like Starbucks, and like the Dutch Bros is just a smoother drink, but like I can just tell there's less caffeine in it. Absolutely, yeah.
And what do you call it? I think there was one other comment earlier. Where was it? Oh yeah. So we're talking about coins that might not make it out, right? As Franklin said, if you don't perform back-to-back cycles, right, you die slowly. Like Peercoin, Vercoin, Neocoin, Feathercoin, tons of coin examples over the history for sure.
Yeah. I mean, even now people are questioning. I literally had somebody in some stupid comment a couple weeks ago trying to make fun of like, oh, these guys went over here and said Doge was going to go to $1. It should have.
Absolutely, and it will one day, right?
If I'm not right now, I will eventually be right. I will be right. Like $27,000 Ethereum will hit one day. I will be right. Like I'm not wrong. It will, especially with all these fucking ETFs buying, you guys, man. Can you imagine another fucking like 26, 27, 28, 29, 4 years or 3.5 years of ETF purchases on Ethereum and Bitcoin, bro? That supply starts getting really thin, really fast. Like you think we're not going to hit crazy? Like we are. Like I'm so confident on like $8,000 Ethereum this cycle. Like I really am. But fuck, who knows if we actually have a good cycle? Oh my god, man, this is gonna, because this cycle is already like leading itself to it could be more like, instead of being so concentrated like it was in 25, it feels like it's gonna be like a 21 cycle where it's gonna be more altcoin heavy, more like narrative cycle heavy. So AI sector's popping off, then it moves over to here, then it goes to this one and this one. So there's going to be much more plays where it's jumping off. And the difference is it's going to be a little bit less meme coin. It's still going to be tremendous amount of meme coins, but it's just going to be slightly more like on the FA side, because the RWAs and the AI tokens and all meme coins is just a way to facilitate speculation and gambling. Same thing with the other coins, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just wanted to share a little bit about the course with the calendar, because we only got 26 hours left to get in the crypto mindset course, or have fun staying poor, as they may say. So we're in inception here. Where is it? Right here. So yeah, if you want to get into the crypto mindset course for Q3, you literally have 25 hours and 59 minutes and 30 seconds left, right? So get in now or forever hold your peace. Now, if you're like, oh shit, I can get in on Monday as soon as the bank's open, I got, the new paycheck hitting or whatever it is, cool. All you need to do is send us an email, charlie@cultivatecrypto.com, or if you scroll all the way down here, you have support@cultivatecrypto.com, or you can also DM Liam at Cultivate Crypto Team on Telegram, or all three, right? If you're like, I really want to get in, but I need to wait until Monday, Tuesday, or even Wednesday to get in. I might miss the first webinar, but I'm going to get in. Yeah, just email us, message us, however many ways you can, and then we will save a spot for you. We won't let you into the webinars or the recordings of anything until you have paid, but we'll save a spot, we'll save a seat for you, and yeah, we're looking forward to helping you guys out here. You can pay by Apple Pay, GPay, your credit card, PayPal, Venmo, pay now, pay later with this. Get a 10% discount if you pay in crypto, any type of crypto. Hell, you can dump your ETH right on us. Do your worst. But this is the cost here with the crash out course. If you decide, hey, I'm only going to get into the regular crypto mindset course, then if you do decide to buy the crash out course during the webinars, it will be $100 more expensive. So that'll be, instead of $596, it'll be $696 for the extra crash out, essentially. And the crash out's only available until the end of webinars, which is August 18th, for that $100 extra cost. So we will raise the price there on the crash out course from once webinars begin here on August 5th. So you have, if you're already in the course, right, you have pretty much 3 days, 4 days until you can, until that bundle is essentially risen. I can't even speak today. Until that rises in price, essentially. But you only have less than 26 hours to be able to get into the crypto mindset course itself. So we have webinars starting on August 5th, which is Wednesday in the evening at 10 p.m. Pacific, or 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Then the 6th, the next day on Thursday, we're going to get you that risk management 101. Make sure you survive out here, and then thrive with the top 50 coin list. And then we get a couple days off. You get to just reassess all this information. You guys have probably been watching a lot of the live streams and trying to keep up on information there too. So that's why we have a break there. Then we do get into the best swing trades in Q3, which is growth right off the top 50 coin list. And then we give you guys a Q&A section here at the end of that first grouping of webinars, in order to make sure, hey, you understood what we're saying, right? Do not go all in on Zcash, but you can buy some, right, as an example. And then we go right into the kind of core of what you need to be able to balance a portfolio, to do analysis on TA, on chain, and fundamentals. So this is your kind of core of what makes your crypto analysis and portfolio work. And then we go from the 14th through the 18th, we go into higher level topics, more deep topics that we expand upon. And then we'll, in the in-between days here, we'll add some of the pre-records. So this is 15 live webinars. We may add like 1 or 2 more if we see the need to. And then we'll have the 5 minimum pre-recorded webinars. We're probably going to have closer to 10. And then we will have flash webinars for the regular Q3 crypto mindset course. I would say probably 2 to 4 of them throughout the quarter, versus the crash out course will be 8 to 10 extra dedicated webinars in extra detail that we will go in here for you guys. So it's going to be a whole month of August if you're in both the crypto mindset course and the crash out course. And I highly recommend it, because this is the time to focus and really build a plan of how you're going to execute the different scenarios we could see in crypto the rest of this year, going into next year, the rest of this next 4-year cycle, right? Miguel, you want to mention a little bit about if they were to jump into the 5-year Citadel, how that could benefit them? Because there are some people who I really want to lock in throughout the whole 4-year cycle, plus getting into the next one. But how does that benefit them?
Well, basically, you're going to be supported by us if you get into the 5-year Citadel, right? It's going to be you're going to be in the Citadel, supported by us, having flash webinars, having private recording, voice chats, mostly unrecorded, a lot of unrecorded, because there's some spicy stuff we say in there. But for 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, the bear market, we're going to buy the lows for those uptight hoes, and 2031, the recovery. So what you buy in 2030, a year later, you're going to be up quite a lot on a 2-3x into 2031. So you literally are like, you're buying the bottom with us. You're here for the fucking profits you're gonna make in 27 and great crashes that are gonna happen in 27 as well, but you're still gonna be up. Then 28, going to the presidential election, then into 2029, the all-time high for the cycle, then crashing from there in 2030. It's all over, but it ain't over because we're in the citadel and we ascend. And then on top of that, you're there for 2031, the recovery once again, and we're making that cheddar. Oh my God.
Yeah, and during all of that, you got 2 free crypto mindset courses plus 2 free crash out extensions. Just those 4 combined are $3,400 in value. So really, you're going to be, if you're going for the full 5 years with the Moon Gang, you're going to be getting into at least 2 courses and crash out extensions regardless. So that's really, that makes this price really only $2,000. And that's for 5 years of the Citadel, right? 1 year of the Citadel, $100 a month, is $1,200. So really, you're getting 5 years for pretty much like 2 years of actual cost. It's a wild discount, to be honest, man. It's, if you want to take advantage of us, this is the discount to take advantage of us. And then you also get that full cycle participant chat. Where you get the alpha of what's happening here in crypto, throughout that 5 years as well. So I don't know, man. Sounds very juicy if you do get into that 5 year. Then you can basically have that golden ticket where you can get into any course or any crash out course as long as you still hold one of your free ones, even mid webinars if you ever chose to do so. So it pays to be in the Citadel, pays to be in the Crypto Mindset course. We highly recommend you guys jump in here before tomorrow night. We will be doing Moon Gang live tomorrow so that we can basically give you guys the last shot to jump in, but there's not much more time. So it's time to get in or have fun staying poor. No, that's not the right one. There we go. I'll throw a couple of those links here in the chats. And then there was a couple things mentioned in the chat that I wanted to address. And then, oops, not that one. There we go. And boom. Okay. Do you take Kool-Aid Warrior coin? I doubt it, but you can try. What was the one that Franklin said here? He said ETH fair. Let me check. I'm kind of curious.
I don't think we do. Yeah.
No, we do not. What was that one that Fun Fair?
Fun Fair. I bet you they do take Fun Fair. But...
No, they got Fun Token. Maybe that's the old Fun Fair token on ETH. I'm not sure, but yeah, they have a few rando coins. And then DCC Superfan says, get the course, then get rich, then get 28,000 plus women, then get a Rolex, then get a Hellcat, then get a condo in Toronto. That last one came out of left field.
Oh, it's because it's on my stream. 2007 is a guy in there, or 2001 or 2007's in there. He's like super big into Luna and Luna Classic. He has a bunch of those coins and he's kind of speculating on them. He's like, I'm going to sell my portfolio this cycle and buy a gangster ass place in Toronto. Condo in Toronto. So it's got to become a joke, like a running joke. Is like when a condo in Toronto. Yes.
That's funny. I mean, like if I'm going to get a condo anywhere, it's going to be fucking Honolulu, my friends.
Yeah. Fuck the cold, man. Fuck all that mess, bro.
Yeah.
I go there to visit. I love going to places for the first time. Or like repeat. I think like you have to really like go to a place 3 times before you can say you really like it, because like what ends up happening is like the first time you can get clouded by like chasing the dragon. If you have a good time that first time you go there, that's why I'm going to give New York a couple more shots here and there. but I can already tell it's not my style, but I bet you I could like go there and have fun. And actually,
and New York's the best for people who basically are willing to spend a lot of money there, right? Like if you like, I remember I've been there like 2 or 3 times, and The first time was in 1998 when I was a kid, and on Broadway, like a Broadway show is more than worth it. Like they have fucking fireworks inside the building. Like
wow.
It's wild. Like it's pretty entertaining. It's pretty good. It was even, I think it was Beauty and the Beast was playing at that time, and like sounds, whatever, but actually was really, really, really good versus, if you're like, I'm going to take a stroll through Central Park here at dusk. It sounds cheap and sounds free. It sounds like you might get shanked. But yeah. So
that's funny.
Just all depends on which part of the city you're in.
Yeah.
Nice. We got Black Label Expat. Black Label Expat's one of the guys that travels the most in the Moon Gang for sure. He says, I know if I like a new city within a week. Yeah, that's pretty much right. The one thing I've noticed when you do travel or start living in new places, you don't get into the monotony of a place in the sense of like you have your habits set until about somewhere between year 2 to 3. And all of the crazy fun stuff that you experience in a new place always happens within the first 1 to 2 years. But like the first year, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like because you, I guess, don't know what's going on, you're kind of bouncing around like a pinball a little bit more. You do get like there's a lot of unique experiences you have in your first year somewhere that you just never have again. And you're like, why? It's like, I'm still here, right? But it's just because you kind of get into that habit.
Absolutely. Also too, like I actually do like Puerto Rico quite a bit. It's really cool, but like to live there, it would be like would be kind of terrible because it's like at some point you're not going out, you're just like chilling out there, and then like you get a blackout, or like, all right, now I got to buy a fucking giant generator for my house.
Yeah,
use a power generator, or like, and then what if the internet goes out? So okay, I'll be on Starlink, sure. And then here's the problem I get is these fucking Puerto Ricans, and let me look at the camera, and I mean this in a racist way. These island Puerto Ricans, I'm not talking about the ones in the United States, I'm talking about these island Puerto Ricans are so fucking goddamn lazy. Gosh damn it, to get anything done in there. Oh my, like, we have
island time, my friend. Island time.
Fuck, man. Fuck. Dude, they'd be late to their own funeral, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know what you notice, like if you just, think about like what it takes to motivate a human to do things in life, right? If you go to any society that is like built on the equator, they tend to be a lot slower than, let's say, your Canada's, your Northern Europe's, your parts of South America. Like for some reason, it's something about that tropical zone, man, just makes you lazy. Because when I was in the Philippines, I would watch homeless people go and just pick off delicious mangoes off of a mango tree and then just go chill around the corner. Like I'm like, yeah, like you literally don't need any air conditioning, heat, nothing. Like you can literally just go and chill. So like I kind of get that to some extent, because if we're all put in that position, we tend to chill off a little bit more. But man, like Puerto Rico specifically, like especially when it comes to like their banking system and stuff, it's like, my God, man, it's a train wreck.
Yeah, I remember going to what was it? What's it called? It's Banco. It's Banco. What? I forgot the full name of it already. But like the main bank there, man. I remember waiting forever to get that whole account situation thing I was doing down there fixed up, man. Like, oh my God, I wasted almost the entire day. That it was like, is this the fucking DMV? Like, what the hell is happening right now? This is a bank. I've never waited so long in a bank ever in my life. I couldn't believe Banco Popular. Yeah, exactly. Like, geez, and that's the good bank. That's the well-funded bank. I was like,
that's the one where people actually work 9 to 5.
Yeah, like there's a guy with a gun pointed at them, but like they're working, Like, I couldn't believe. But either way, it's, oh my God, it's such fun. If you're single, bro, and you're knocking down Latinas, my God, it's awesome. But then even that will get old. At some point, you get tired. You're like, fuck, I don't want to go out drinking, bro. And like, I already got a bitch at home and shit or whatever. Like, or you got a girlfriend, or you already got your shit, and then you're just like, man, dude, like you get bored with the island. Like there's only so much to do as well.
Yeah.
You know. So like I could see myself if I lived there, I'd probably be going to Miami all the time, and that's even more partying. God damn. But like, you know, it is what it is. I mean, but also like that's why I chose Vegas, man, because I've always loved the gym culture here. It's also like you can turn like the degenerate partying off as well. Damn, there's a lot of gym culture here, and there's a lot of hiking. There's a lot of cool stuff. Like one thing we didn't say on the stream is like you can go hike in the Grand Canyon too.
Yeah.
On top of that, like it's right
not a
there.
far drive. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's so much cool stuff to do. Like that's why I like Vegas is because I have yet to exhaust the things to do here.
Oh yeah, no, Vegas has a lot.
But that's the problem with like Puerto Rico. It's like I'm pretty sure at some point I exhaust. And like, what am I going to be doing? Like, I'm going to be scuba diving. Like, what am I doing? You know, like that's the point you get while you're so bored. You like,
I want to see the day Miguel scuba dives. I need to see this day.
You're gonna wait long and hard. You're gonna wait a long time, bro. You can be gray in the beard before you see that.
Miguel, for the next crypto mindset meetup, we're going to be in Baja. Why?
Yeah. So Franklin lives there in Puerto Rico. But it's like, don't get me wrong, PR is great if you don't need to party and you love nature, especially the beach. Yeah, but like, absolutely. But like, it's a different pace. You know, like I think I would make it like if I had it, like if I could live in Mexico because I know what it is. But I know what it is. But that's also it's my culture as well. You know, down there and stuff like that. But like, I mean, it's just all about figuring out where you jive and stuff and everything. That's why I wanted to go to different places. Like I wanted to try Colombia out. I actually want to go to El Salvador now. And I never thought I'd say that ever, but like Kelly has done a great job. And I kind of like, there's actually somewhat of a investment like thing that you could actually do there as well, especially if they're building the crypto city there. There's something there a little bit, but you know what happens after Bukele leaves, and then here comes a fucking god emperor of Dune that takes over and shit after Bukele.
Yeah, you know? Jimmy's lived in both the island time and then the U.S. continental time, right? She says when you go to the islands, you have to go with the mindset that you're not in the United States and people operate at their own pace. Yeah, you just have to pretty much brace for impact.
Exactly.
And then where was it? Roberto says he's going to change his name to CC Superfan. That's funny.
You're betraying me, you asshole.
No, yeah, we already got one DCC Superfan.
Oh, it's another guy. Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah, no, different guy. Like Legal Expats had the experience. He says you could try banking in Argentina where they only let you withdraw $100 of pesos a day if the ATM machine has not run out of bills yet. Oof.
Yeah, that's why there's every country has like pros and cons and stuff. Like Argentina's like weather. The people are awesome. I don't know. Maybe the assholes are the guys are cunts, but who knows? But it's probably really great there. And like at least weather wise, and geography wise, it should be a very rich country. But they just keep hyperinflating all the time, and they have crazies kind of run the country. But it's beautiful. It's kind of this whole thing where like you can't let that be your only source of like I am only banking in Argentina. Like you
right.
Yeah. It's kind of
like a recipe for success.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of these countries is like you're almost like you're still in America. You have to keep your foot in the America side a little bit while also living there, like because like you can't let yourself get rugged by a country because like those smaller countries let you do more cooler shit and you're like moving around cooler, but like they're also like essentially it's almost like you're in a hedge fund. It can blow up and you're in it. When you're in it and it's doing well, you're like I'm having the time of my life. And I owe it all to you. And then like, I can't take money out of this ATM. Well, shit. Oh, they're having a revolution right now. Well, United Airlines, here I come.
Time to go back to the beach.
Time to go back to the old dusty trail.
Logi original says, I want to bank in Zimbabwe.
Wait, I want to bank in Zimbabwe. Oh, actually, you want to see something crazy? Hold up.
Oh, do you have one?
Oh, yes, I do. I will.
Oh man,
I can tell you that I'm worth $100 trillion. Like, I've got an official Zimbabwe.
Ooh.
$100
trillion.
So this is the crazy thing. So shout out to Matty Allen. Matty Allen gave me this and stuff last time we were in Las Vegas. So he gave me, if I got the date right, so this was this note right here from Zimbabwe. This note and this note are the same. So this is
took
the
off
one.
all the zeros.
Yeah. So no. This note was created July before. It was created in July of 2007. It was worth 1 cent. 2 years later, it went to $100 trillion.
Nothing wrong here.
This is the same note. So it's dated from 2007, July, 1 penny. 2 years later, $100 trillion.
You know, when you have 100 trillion, you think you're supposed to be able to get sharks with laser beams attached to their fucking heads.
This shit is so fucking wild.
In Zimbabwe.
Oh, bro, holy volatility, bro. If you want to bank here, you too, dude. You think you've made more X's than I have, bro?
Technicalities. But that's a good place to stick a pin in it. And we'll continue to digress on Moon Gang tomorrow. So we believe Rolo will be streaming from the studio. So
correct. Yeah.
Probably right after he finishes streaming, we might jump on a stream a little bit, but we'll probably do our Moon Gang a little bit after that. So my guess is like 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be doing Moon Gang tomorrow, and then we'll have a little extra long Moon Gang for you guys because it's the last stream.
Dude, it's almost like crazy. We've been on such a journey, but it's like this is the last stream right here, man.
Yeah, I mean, we've been streaming every day since July 10th. And then tomorrow is the last one. So people got a little complacent. People have been like, hey, I really enjoy this free information.
Free no more.
If you
free
were
no
to
more.
Get rugged. So jump in the crypto mindset course and you can continue the fun throughout the month of August in there. So that's what we'll do. So what do you call it? We will see you. Hit like, hit subscribe on Cultivate Crypto, on Dollar Cost Crypto, press follow, all that stuff. And then, we'll see you guys here tomorrow in that late afternoon Pacific Standard Time. And so until then, guys, peace, live long and prosper. We will catch you all again soon. Later.